Hey guys, welcome to Heavily Minded Homemaker. I am Heidi and I want to talk more about minimalism. So I shared a little bit last week. Every Monday we do a homemaker video. Shared a little bit last week, kind of just an introduction, why the minimalist mindset, why I find it important, especially as my role as follower of Christ, and where all that comes in with homemaking. So this is kind of a season I find ourselves in at least once a season where I need to stop and look at what we have. Olivia's down here helping, in case you can't tell. Want to say hi? Say hi. Hi. So this is a period of time that we find ourselves in about every season usually, where I need to stop and kind of just go through our home again and really look at what we have, why we have it. Kids growing, stuff changes, and so minimalism, I've never found it to be something that you just like do it once and then you're done and you never have to worry about it again. It's a revolving door, okay? As things come in, more stuff has to go out, and it's like a continual process of just cleaning and upkeeping. But I really think that the mindset of minimalism is very, very important, and that is something that happens all of the time, but this process kind of happens. For our family, I found about every season. It's something I do as I go through everything. So I'm going to be doing all of this to our home with our stuff, and I want to share it with you guys in case you are just stumbling upon this. You're wanting to try to, you know, really look scripturally at this minimalist mindset and look at what you have and why you have these things and why you're storing up these treasures here on earth, and really kind of assess those heart issues. But I want to share with you the physical process of how that looks for our family anyway, so that way we can share and maybe encourage you. Any questions that you guys ever have, please feel free to ask. Of course, I have the Minimalist Home free ebook on our website that you can go and grab if this is something you want to look into. But I'm going to show you kind of the practical application of how this is going to look in our household. So we homeschool. We have 4 kids. The oldest 3 are all homeschooled. Olivia is just supervisor at the moment. Huh? Go tell Bubba. Go tell Bubba.
No.
No? You want to come here with me?
No.
You want to take me for a walk. Can I go for a walk in just 1 second?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So with schooling the kiddos, we do 4 weeks on, 1 week off. So this next upcoming week is our week off of school. So that gives me the perfect opportunity to really go through our home and minimize and clean up and just kind of prepare ourselves for the next season. So I want to give you guys real quick here a little tour of our home and kind of where we're at in the areas that I am definitely kind of logging concern for, that I need to spend time focusing on. I also want to share something that the baby's distracting me, and I don't really remember. Oh, that's what it is. For those of you who have been watching our channel for a while, I'm pretty sure it was like a year ago today, I was like, I really need to do this. I feel like this bug hits me every year when it's like starting to get warm and nice out and winter's kind of wrapping up, that I'm like, we need to get on it and we need to take care of these things. We have moved 16 times in the nearly 16 years of being married. This home that we are currently in is the longest we have stayed anywhere. We've been here for 4 years. The longest before this we stayed one place was just over 2 years. So for us, this is a big deal. But one thing that moving so often really taught me was keeping things minimal. When you are constantly packing and unpacking and going, you really start to look at stuff like, why am I keeping all of this? It's just more stuff I'm going to have to move. We also have been through a traumatic experience where we literally were evacuated by boat and lost everything that we had due to a flood. So we had that moment where they're coming back, the water is still rising, we could see it coming up our stairs. You have to run into the house, grab what you need to have. We don't know how much worse this is going to get, but the boat's on its way down the street. Yes, the street. You okay, baby? Yeah. We've got lingering coughs here, so excuse the hacking our brains out, baby. But we've had that moment of like, hey, run in, grab what you have to grab, because we have no idea what's going to be left when you can possibly come back. So we definitely have gone through those experiences, which you are so distracting right now, child. She's jumping all over the couch on her brother. He's trying to keep her contained. It's just not going well. We've had these moments, is my point, where what's really important, what really matters. Grab it because everything else is going. And it really did help us to understand that our fixation and our fascination to cling onto stuff is just so ridiculous. These things are all such a vapor. Here one moment, gone the next. What are we doing? So definitely go watch the first video, I guess, is this 5-minute introduction of looking at the heart. Let's look at what's really important. But here, let me show you guys what we're looking at and what we have in our home and what we're focusing on. I thought the house was going to be quiet and I could totally do this and have my thoughts together. And now, of course, the 2-year-old is going crazy. So this probably made no sense, but I'll at least give you a tour now. At least so now you can see why I was so confused. This is what she was doing this whole time. She's standing up on the arm of the couch, which nobody's supposed to be on, that I fuss about all the time. And then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Now you're not going to do it? You're going to be quiet now? I don't know why my couch is always destroyed, Olivia.
What?
Yeah. She's doing it so much more quiet now. So anyways, that's all the noise that you were hearing. All right, so this is our, when you come in our front door, this is our like main living space. And the baby's cup and a headband, I think, that she found. So in here, honestly, you guys, isn't too terribly bad as far as stuff I need to get rid of. This is our entire family's coats are all on here. So obviously as it gets warmer, that will clean up for us. I keep a basket for them to keep their shoes on. Not that you can see it very well, but yeah, basket there on the bench for them to come and drop their shoes. Over here is the dog kennel. That's Jerry Lee. Firewood, all of this stuff are some of those things that once it gets warmer, this stuff kind of takes care of itself. But until then we have that. Bible stack. This is all school stuff that we're using. Those are girls' toys that need to get put away. And these are things that are getting hung up when we have a bunch of house projects we're doing this week. So this stuff will get taken care of once those projects get done. I showed in our vlog earlier this week where I kind of went through talking about kind of minimalism when it comes to decor and different things. I don't think because we strive for a minimalist mindset, we can't have anything in our house. We just stop and think about what we have and why it's important. Like here, my records. I love having my records because over here is my record player. A couple family photos. The kids use this globe. This was the globe I grew up with in my home when I was little, and then the kids use it constantly for stuff with school, even if it does have the USSR still on it. So it's a little outdated. This little trunk down here and this box here are like important paperwork and documents. Okay, so anyways, like important documents, things that need to be filed, special things that the kids draw, I put them in these boxes here. So that's what stores all that. Some additional Bibles, things, and then that's my old school CD player that I have, so that way I can play soft music and things like that while we do our homeschool, because this table here is where like all the things happen. As far as our kitchen, she wants cheese. As far as our kitchen goes, it really could use to be painted and some other stuff, but most of my cupboards are pretty minimal and kind of cleaned out already, so pretty much everything I have in here is what I need and use, except for the junk drawer. We do have some projects in here that we need to do. Our mason jars, everybody has a mason jar and they're being washed right now, so that's not in there. The countertops are definitely our hot spots where stuff is always gathered. I usually try to keep mints here in this little dish. Why did you just throw cheese at me? This is Virginia's little Lego set that she got that we try to hide from the baby, so it's up here in this bowl. a new plant. We do have one charger station to keep everything neat and organized. This is the Seeing Unseen Bible study that we're doing with everyone, so you guys can totally come join us on the Home Church YouTube channel. And then Voice of the Martyrs. This is our newest one we just got in, so I've left it out here so we can go through it. We haven't gotten to go through it. I love the Voice of the Martyrs free magazine that they do. You guys definitely need to subscribe if you haven't already. But for me, for the kitchen, pots and pans and all of those things are pretty much already gone through. Like I said, the things we have are the things that we need in here. So it's ugly, it's not very pretty, but at least for me, most of this stuff is pretty much gone through. My husband and I each have a basket up here to keep kind of like that catch-all stuff, except for I was doing some caulk work earlier when we were painting and doing different things, and so the caulking gun is up there because the baby keeps getting into it. So sometimes that type of stuff happens. Over here, I shared with you guys, I put this dresser right here in the main space because our dryer is in here in our pantry. And so the dresser is right here. This holds all of our girls' clothes. So the baby's in the top, Lily, our 9-year-old, it has the 2 middle drawers, and then Virginia, who will be 7 at the end of this month, she is in the bottom drawer. So having this right here, the girls aren't getting into it all the time. Thank you for helping me out, Ollie. I take the stuff out of there, fold it straight in here. So that is making my life so much easier. So that, everything in here, our pantry, and this is like my baking pantry, and then the trash can's in there as well. I need to pull everything out of these. Look at her helping. She's pointing at all the things. You pointing? Yeah. I do need to pull everything out of these and go through them because I have not done that in a little while. And then in here is our living room. Most everything is out of these cupboards already. There are some random things that the kids have crammed in there when they're supposed to be cleaning up. So I need to pull everything out of there and go through those. This is our homeschooling central. Each kid has a drawer with their folder and all their stuff in it. And then additional books that we use are all in this basket ready to go. So that's pretty much bare necessity already. Obviously, we need a slide in here for the 2-year-old. Let's see, this setup back here was additional school office things. I need to do something about this. To be honest, there's a bunch of stuff stored in it. I never even access it. I can't tell you the last time I actually needed something out of one of these drawers. I spend more time just putting the stuff back in that the baby keeps getting into. She's like broken the top of it and all kinds of issues. So that needs to be dealt with. The other big thing that needs to be dealt with, sorry, Bubba, is this closet here. It's a small closet. It's not very big. I had their snowsuits all hanging up here ready to go, and then we've like never gotten snow this year. But let me show you. Look at all of this stuff. So this at the beginning of our school year was like organized homeschool books, and there was just the telescope sitting here, and all of this was cleared off. It was like nice and neat. And then throughout the year, the kids come and climb in here. They play hide and seek in this closet. They pull books out, and you see how they're getting put back away. And then there's stuff that I need the baby to stay out of. Like that's our sound bar that the baby kept pulling off of the TV. So I just shoved it up there on the top. So this whole closet here needs to be emptied out and handled because this is no bueno. So we've got that going for us. Let's see. So in here, the main thing is I do need to re-go through those because I don't even know what the kids have done in there. I've got to deal with this closet here because it's awful. Are you letting on Pup Pup? Pup Pup. And I need to do something here. I don't know what. Yeah, story of my life. So our hallway then, we've got some family photos. I've got this awesome little cross stitch with this Isaiah verse. My husband loves Isaiah. It's one of his favorite books. So we've just got some family photos here. Our laundry room is pretty much empty. It just has some of the projects. It's got some of my plants that can't go outside until it is warmer. And then it's got some supplies for the projects, the family projects we're going to be doing. So all of that's in there. Travis's room, we won't even worry about. Bathroom is getting redone. Thrift store print. Most of our decor is all thrift store stuff. The girls' room is getting redone, so we're working on that. Our bedroom, yeah, that's another topic. And then this is I don't know if you can really see it. This is our hallway closet. So again, the kids play hide and go seek in here a lot. We've got, I don't know how well you can see probably any of this. Extra humidifier in here. This is where the curtains that are supposed to be in the girls' room go, but there's only one of them here. Some extra curtains and things and sheets, I think, down here. I'm telling you, the kids come in here. They pulled all the quilts out when their nan was here this past week and their grandma, because they were having like sleepover fun. Here's all of our towels. At least those are somewhat folded. They pull all of this stuff. The baby can reach right here. She pulls it out. Most of the stuff are things that I've been waiting to put up because we've got a bunch of painting and stuff that needs to be done. So this week, hopefully I can get all that painting done. And then most of the stuff will be put up, like windows and things like that, and be taken care of. And then I buy toilet paper in bulk. So we have like a fort of toilet paper rolls down here. And then that's a container of the cat's food. So that stuff always kind of lives there. But buying toilet paper in bulk is a lifesaver, so that's cool. I'm fine with that being there. Okay, so closets. So the closet in here, our hall closet, needs to be taken care of desperately. My baking pantry, that needs to be like everything cleared out. Again, I've really noticed in the past season with Olivia turning 2 and everything going on, there are so many things that I have just shoved in any place that is like above her height, and especially if there's a door that can close on it. But then when I go to try to get the things I need, I'm like, why is there so much stuff? I recently cleaned all this out. Everything was organized and put together, and now it's just a bunch of junk shoved into a door and then like closed. And then I remembered the 2-year-old and I say, yeah, that's about right. So those things have got to be completely emptied out and taken care of. We're getting ready to do a lot of paint and work in the hall bathroom, the girls' room, paint our bedroom, and a lot of work to be done in our bathroom. So if I can somehow tackle those 4 rooms this week, that would be like amazing. And I could really put a lot of that stuff together. So for us, the process for those 4 spaces is basically to pull everything out of it, get the painting done, get all of the listed stuff done that needs to get done. We're doing it as like simple and cheap as possible, but trying to just put a little love back into this house. This home's been a rental for far too long, and you can tell that people just haven't really loved it. So painting and really just kind of cleaning up, fixing some trouble things and stuff. It's my goal to get everything pulled out, get those projects done, put back just the stuff that space needs. So bare necessity stuff, not a bunch of excess, bare necessity stuff, put it back, make the space functional, clean, simple, and then let any of the excess go, donate it, throw it away, whatever needs to be done, get that taken care of, and then hopefully that will help us kind of put some order in these spaces. So here's a kind of mindset I'm putting for myself. We've gotten a little lax since we aren't moving all of the time like we have been for the past, 16 years. I don't know what the future holds, so I'm not saying anything, but my thought process being as I go through some of this, if we were getting ready to move next month or next week or whatever, would I still be holding on to this stuff? And I've learned through all of our moves that really is a helpful mindset to have, even if you have no intentions of moving or going anywhere, because it really makes you stop and think, hey, if I had 20 minutes to run into this room, grab what needs to be grabbed, and everything else could burn or could, be flooded out, or I'd move and I'd leave it behind. Why am I holding on to these things? Why do I find it so important to keep this thing right now. I saw it in George Mueller is one of my favorite examples of a godly man truly living for the Lord. And there's a story in one of his books where his wife, him and his wife had just gotten married. They got their first little home, and she had gotten all of this just china and all this extra stuff that she inherited from her family that she got for their new home. And he came home one day and she had worked all day and put all of the decor up and all the stuff out and all of the things. And he stopped and he said, if we're truly living for the Lord and we know that God could call us, he could give us an opportunity to go and serve tomorrow and go here and serve these people or do that, or even the people here right in our own neighborhood, do we really need all of this stuff? Is this really what we need to have? Or would that be a hindrance to us if God called us to say, hey, here's an opportunity, go here and do this, go serve these people, go do this. Could I not do that because of all of the stuff I'm holding on to here in my home? Would it be too cumbersome for me to root up and go if that's what God called me to do? Is it too much of a burden or an issue to serve those in my local community and my neighbors, family, and friends because of my house, right? I'm concerned because it doesn't look a certain way. I'm concerned I don't want to just let people in because I've got all of this stuff. I mean, there's so many different aspects of that. But to really stop and go, how am I using my home as a tool to serve others? Am I using it? Am I not using it? Am I hoarding onto excess and stuff? Is that where, I don't have time to go and serve and do these things because I'm working all of the time because I have to make enough money to, afford this, lifestyle of excess? Really just stopping and looking at the heart of the matter on these things. And so my mindset as I'm kind of going through these rooms is to really stop and say, hey, do I really need this? If we were going to pack up and move tomorrow, would I really take the time and care to pack up these things and go with us? Our family has talked about we would love the opportunity to live in an RV and get to travel around to our different church members and you guys and get to meet you all and serve you and spend time with you. And so thinking of that, it's like, oh man, we couldn't take a fraction. And I don't think we have a ton of stuff, but we could take a fraction of this stuff if that's what we were going to do. So I kind of keep that in my mindset of do I really need that? If we could go tomorrow and we could do that, would I be like, oh, let me make sure I take this? And again, I shared in the mindset video last week, but it's not about having absolutely nothing and everything being bare and white and cold. I think my family appreciates having decorative touches and little things like that. My husband has expressed how important that is to him. And for my children, it makes it feel like us and feel like home. So that type of stuff is important, but is that where my focus is? Is that where I put all of my, thoughts and cares and resources into? Is that become an idol to me? Do I really need to keep closets full of excess? I have one little tiny crate and that holds all of my seasonal decor. Holidays, we gave up. We only celebrate the biblical holy days. We don't really celebrate any of the traditional holidays, but regardless, all of my decor things are in this one little crate. So everything fits in there. If I get some new stuff in, it means some other stuff has to go, because if it doesn't fit in there, then there's no sense to keep it. So you can still have nice touches and switch stuff up and enjoy doing those types of things without hoarding a ton of excess. So that's my point in all of that. So those are my areas that I really, really, really want to work on. A lot of painting to do, a little bit of construction things that we're going to do, again, just to try to pour some love back into this home, really fix up some things that have needed to be done for the past few years. I think I needed a little bit of time of detox from making my home my idol and just kind of leave it and let it be. And so now each year, little by little, we've been working on a few little projects. But I want to show you guys how I implement these steps of minimalism. I would love to hear from you guys what your areas of your home are that you've got to do something about. And if it's your whole home, that's okay. Pick one area, pick one space, even if it's one closet, like my horrible closet here in my living room, or a drawer or a room, whatever it is, pick one space to start with. Even if it's something small, and then it's like a snowball effect. The more and more you do, it just becomes easier and easier and easier. And then share it down in the comments below, because these next few weeks, I'm going to share all of this with you guys as I pull everything out. I go through the stuff. We figure out what needs to be kept. I'll show you the process of how I get rid of the rest and how I weigh these things and do it, and how I live with the, I have to hold on to this just in case someday. I feel like that can usually be our biggest enemy when it comes to holding on to excess. So we'll be sharing all of that with you guys, but I just wanted to share you, this is my house, this is where we're at, this is what we're working on. It's not the prettiest, it's not the best, we're probably not the most minimal ever. There's a lot of us and we require a decent amount of stuff. So it's not about that, it's about the mindset, it's about the heart that is within. So that's what we'll be focusing on as we share the process with you guys. But I'm really excited to hear from you guys what you're working on, so share that down below. Like I said, we'll be doing the Seeing the Unseen Bible study. It's a devotional book by Randy Alcorn, who I love, and again, I think it's such a perfect time to be talking about all this minimalism stuff while doing this Bible study, because it's the heart of the matter. It's the mindset. It's where are we fixing our eyes and our focus? Is it on the things of this world or the things of heaven? Where are we? And that will really impact, and it should. People should noticeably see how that is impacting us and how we live and where we prioritize our time and our resources and our attention too. So really excited to do that. That's on our AMP Home Church YouTube channel. So if you just search AMP Home Church, it should come right up. I'll also have links down below. Otherwise, we will see you next Monday for another Homemaker video. And yeah, I think that's all the things. Thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. We will see you next time. Bye.